And hello and welcome to everybody on our live video streaming page here on the Computer America Show. It's Charles Tyndall and I wish you a happy Wednesday. I got a great show for you tonight. We have our Intel Sponsor Hour, and we're going to be talking about all-in-one desktops. Very, very cool topic. In the first hour, we're also going to have, in the second hour, we're going to have our new Marty Winston.
5 minutes until showtime.
The editor of the News Tip Bulletins. Talking about everything you could possibly ever want to know about an LED flashlight. So sit back and relax and enjoy the show, and we'll be starting in about, as you heard, about 4 minutes. Okay, and Miles, I'm going to put you on that hold now. Okay, and I'm going to get into the chat room. Okay. Okay, let's see. All right.
Four minutes until showtime.
All right. Boy, it is really quiet in here. Do you have your mic muted? Because it's quiet.
Yeah, it's muted.
Yeah, okay. I feel like I'm all alone in here. All right.
All alone.
In the world. Yeah, just leave it on. Okay. I can't. It's still daylight out your window. I can't believe it's still daylight out where you are.
Yeah.
3 minutes until showtime.
Well, we hit the summer solstice in about 2 or 3 more weeks. Oh, it's going to stay lighter and lighter, longer and longer. Oh, and there's Jonathan. Oops, wrong window.
Copy email address. Users. Search. Owned. There you go. February 22nd. That's when he registered.
Okay. Okay, I think we're all ready to go. I don't see anything. You know, I got everything is up and running. There you go.
Two minutes until showtime.
Block.
Yeah. Okay. Chat room is its usual frisky self.
1 minute until showtime.
Alrighty. Oh, that's good because now I can see the Otherworld Computing logo. Before, against the window, I couldn't see it.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
All she sent it to my RCS, didn't she? Nope, there it is. Download. Go to my documents. Open. Cancel. Yes, I want to cancel. Cancel the recovery.
15 seconds.
Yep.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Broadcasting live, it's America's longest-running national radio talk show on computers, Computer America, hosted by national columnist Craig Crossman. Look for Craig's weekly column in your favorite newspaper. This show is being beamed nationwide at ComputerAmerica.com. Keep it here for technology news, computer products, guest interviews, and your phone calls. You're listening to Computer America.
Hello, and welcome into the Computer America Show. It's the nation's longest-running, nationally syndicated radio talk show on computers. Computer America is heard around the world and coast to coast. And I'm your host, Craig Crossman.
And I'm your co-host, certified ethical hacker, diligently tracking down some people behaving badly, Charles Tindall.
Oh, that's what you do. You're a certified ethical hacker, right?
Oh, yes.
That's what you do.
I love is when people try and dupe the certified ethical hacker.
Well, we got a great show planned for you tonight. Coming up later on this hour, we're going to have Patricia Reichel with her London Minute. In hour 2, we're going to have Marty talking about Marty Winston, who is the editor of the News Tips Bulletin, telling us more than we could ever possibly want to know about LED flashlights. Good segment. We'll have part 2 of that 4-parter on tonight. And anything else before we get started?
No, I think that's it.
All right, good. Well, let's get to it. Tonight is the 3rd Wednesday of the month, and that means it's time for our Intel Sponsor Hour. Each month at this time, Intel joins us here at Computer America to discuss a variety of subjects on what Intel is doing in the consumer world of computing. On tonight's show, Charles and I will be discussing all-in-one desktop computers. This is something I'm really going to love. I'm looking forward to this. Here with us is Miles Kingston. Miles is the director of the all-in-one segment at Intel. Miles, welcome into Computer America. How are you?
Great. Thank you very much for having me, Craig and Charles.
Absolutely. Well, we're so happy to have you here. I've had a number of all-in-one desktop computers over the years. I used to always have a tower. With the sitting under the desk, and then the screen remotely attached to it somehow. And about 2009, I finally realized that some of these all-in-one systems are just so powerful that I could do basically everything I wanted to do. With an all-in-one PC. I said to myself, how often am I going inside to the box? I don't really need to do that anymore, and I have never been happy.
Wait, Craig, are you saying you're outside the box?
I'm outside the box. That's right. So I'm really looking forward to this all-in-one desktop computers, and tell me about how the desktop computing category is being reinvented, Miles.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I'm guessing a lot of your listeners, when they think of their desktop computers, they had a similar visual that you just walked through, which was the big tower that was probably under a desk in either an office or in a bedroom, likely covered in dust with tons of wires behind it, etc. That is not what the desktop PC looks like today. So, at a minimum, they've gotten significantly smaller. So those big towers now get as small as, half-liter boxes, which makes them unique because you can put them in many different places than you could previously put a tower. And then, like you said, Craig, there's been the all-in-one movement over the last 6 or 7 years, and there's now probably 70 or 80 all-in-one designs in the market that basically have everything you want out of your desktop, but without some of the things you don't like about your desktop.
Yeah, and I think we're seeing more, at least consumers. The everyday consumer who wants a computer in their home because really the internet is the way to go. When I want to find something today, I just go to my computer and look it up on the internet. I can't remember the last time I dialed 411 to look up a number or a name. Really, everything is there. And it's really become almost like an appliance. It's just waiting there to give you your window to the world. And I'm seeing at least it appears to me that we're seeing more and more consumers opting for these all-in-one PCs. Would you agree?
Yeah, that's definitely the case. And actually, in the U.S., about 25% of desktops that are sold to consumers are of this all-in-one variety now.
Okay, so why don't we kind of narrow it down here and tell us what exactly is an all-in-one PC? What is the actual definition, at least by Intel?
Yeah, so in the simplest form, just honestly imagine all the performance and capabilities of your tower desktop, but integrated into a sleek panel. And it's usually done one of two ways. It's either built into the back of a panel, or it's built into the foot or the base of the panel. So that's kind of just at the simplest level what the form factor is. However, today now, many of these all-in-ones have other things integrated. For instance, touch. People have become very accustomed to using touch to interface with their smartphones and tablets, and now touch is definitely available in a majority of the consumer all-in-ones. And also, many of them now have integrated cameras for webcams or web chats, integrated microphones, integrated speakers, so truly everything all in one.
Right, and by the way, when you go to the Computer America website and you go to our show notes page, you'll see today's show, May 21st, 2014, and you'll actually see a link that's up there which Intel has posted on the Intel site, which I've watched it, I've read it. It's what is a portable all-in-one video that you get to watch. And actually you see several different videos there that kind of describes, and I love how they depict the family using the all-in-one PC. When they're finished in the kitchen, they tuck it under their arm and then walk into another room, and then the dad does a little video editing, and then the kids are impatiently waiting, and they want to take it, they want to play some multi-player games on it, and they literally lie it flat down so it's like a little table surface so they can play with many people playing on the unit. You just got to go see this. And again, the link to that is right at our show notes page at computeramerica.com. So obviously to have this kind of ability, we're talking about performance. And I mean, you need to have some power to do all of these things. So tell a little bit more about the performance of these all-in-one PCs. Am I getting this? Am I getting the same powerful performance of of let's say my laptop or a two-in-one device or even the towers that we talked about?
Right. So we've done tons of research on desktop buyers and what drives their buying behavior, et cetera, and performance is still the #1 purchase criteria for buying a desktop of any form, and the all-in-one truly delivers that desktop class performance. And with Intel-powered core processors, scaling all the way up to 65 watts for all-in-ones, you get, amazing performance both on the processing, if you're doing video editing, or if you're doing photography work, or if you're just doing your general everyday web surfing, using different productivity suites, etc. You get all the performance you should expect from your desktop.
Wow. And so what kind of a processor? Which of the Intel's processors are they using? Are they using like the i5s, the i7s? I mean, are they using performance? Tell us a little bit about the processors we're going to find in these systems.
Sure. Well, the nice thing is the all-in-ones have really been around since about the 2007 time period. Mm-hmm. So as I mentioned earlier, there are now a lot of designs on the market. We've got about 80 all-in-one designs from a slew of different manufacturers. And what's great now is the consumer really has choice. Yes, we absolutely have tons of designs that have the Intel Core-based processors on them that deliver the best performance. But then we also now have designs that get as low as $449, which don't necessarily have Core in them, but they also have fantastic SoC processors and then Pentium and Celeron-based. They give you your everyday computing experience as well. So again, it's all about choice for the computers or for the consumers right now.
And I noticed that on the video that I was watching, what is a portable all-in-one video at the Intel website, some of these units, they unplugged it, and it's still, in other words, there's a battery in there, so you can actually take it along with you and move it from one room to another.
Yeah, absolutely. It was really amazing. Again, we've done tons of research on desktop buyers, and one of the things we found out in a pretty exhaustive survey in China and North America was, I think it was 1 out of 3 people in the U.S. moved their tower desktops around within the home, and then in China it was 2 out of 3 people. So there's definitely a desire to have that strong performance, but to be able to move it around the home. So I think the industry realized that and started integrating batteries into certain kinds of all-in-ones, and we're calling those portable all-in-ones. So just like you said, you can keep them in your orientation, and then you can unplug it. You can take it into the kitchen to look at recipes while you're cooking. You can take it into the family room, or what I've done at home is we often bring ours on vacation as well. And now you have kind of a portable television that you can take when you go to a rental home or something.
Yeah, I mean, I can't envision, having a tower in my home and moving it I have to unhook all the cords, take the tower, let's say move it into the kitchen, put the box there. I just don't see that. I mean, with a tower, basically, once you have it set up, I mean, it never moves. I know with me, I never moved it, and that's why it would have like a layer of dust, after 2 years on those things. You never thought of it being portable or something you can move around.
Yes, absolutely. We were definitely surprised as well. And with these portable all-in-ones, we really refer to as light portability. We don't necessarily expect that people take these with them everywhere they go.
Sure.
But within the home, to be able to use a PC in any room in your house, or even as a shared device, to be able to stream your favorite Netflix show, in the family room with a bunch of people. Use it as kind of a second TV.
Right, and then they show it. It's very nicely. You just take it, you move it, you tuck it under your arm. And then you just walk into the living room, or you walk into as you mentioned, the kitchen or some other room in the house, and basically it just stands up. It stands at a slight angle, or everything is there. Or you can lay it flat down on its back, so you can play games on it. It's extremely really portable. But we talked about how old desktop computers were, with this mess of cords, and now these new all-in-one PCs are more clutter-free design and everything. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, sure. Well, if you think about some of the things that I mentioned that are now integrated, in that you've got cameras integrated into almost all-in-ones, you've got microphones integrated, you've got speakers integrated. In the old days, typically what that would have been your tower desktop with a bunch of cords in the back of it powering your webcam that you put on top of your monitor, powering your external speakers, and then you maybe even had an external microphone as well. So at a minimum, all of those wires have gone away. And then now also the majority of all-in-ones ship with a wireless keyboard and mouse, so you don't have any of those wires. So pretty much the only wire that is really being used these days is the cord to plug it in.
Really, that's it. That's the last.
And then with the portable variety, they're not even always plugged in all the time. So you can take your portable all-in-one around, and it's got no wires.
Yeah.
Not what you would imagine a desktop to be.
Exactly. I mean, you don't really think of it anymore. I mean, that's the last thing. That's the last cord. It's the power cord. And I think eventually, I mean, that was one of Tesla's dreams, is to get wireless power. Eventually, I'm sure we'll eventually be able to cut the last cord as well, and then just get power wirelessly in the home. So
yeah,
I think that's gonna. So now, tell us a little bit more about the multi-user. For example, I mentioned with the games. I saw one of the demonstrations of when you go to the Intel website and you watch, what is a portable all-in-one video, that you see the hands of kids, and they're all around the computer. They're on every side, and they're like multiple versions of this game, and they're kind of competing with each other. That's got to be multi-user, multi-touch applications. Can you tell us a bit more about that? Because that was really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things that's really unique about the portable all-in-one is not just the portability, but now you have the ability to move this device anywhere in your home, and they can actually lay flat. And now this is one of the few devices where they can get up to 27 inches in screen size, where you can actually lay this flat, and now you can have multiple people sitting around the device interacting with it at the same time. So we've had some great partnerships with some independent software vendors out there, and a couple of titles that are out now available in the Windows Store is we partnered with Scholastic and created an application for Clifford's Reading Adventures. Yeah. So everybody loves Clifford the Red Dog books from when they were children. This application allows two people at the same time to interact with the books. It actually can recognize voice as well as support gestures, etc. So it's a very interactive app for, again, more than one person. Another one we worked with Scholastic on was one called I Spy Challenger, which is also available in the Windows Store. And this one's great. It's the classic I Spy game that everybody's familiar with, when you can have up to 4 people sitting around this device kind of playing I Spy games on the screen and circling the the right type of bug or the right type of bird, etc. So those are the types of applications. And another one that kind of really just resonates with people is the idea of board games. So Monopoly, there have been Monopoly games on other devices, but they were typically you pass the device to the next player. With Monopoly for the portable all-in-one, you can actually have 4 people sitting around the all-in-one, and the actual screen orientation will change based on whose turn it is. So you kind of have that good classic old-fashioned board game experience.
I was going to ask you about the fashion board games, because that would be so cool. So you already have Monopoly, and unlike the board, in other words, the person who's up to roll, it positions itself so it's facing the person who's up?
Exactly. The screen will actually rotate 90 degrees, whichever way is correct, so that the person whose turn it is kind of sees all of the buttons right in front of them, etc.
That is really cool. What any other board games you can tell? I know you mentioned Monopoly. I mean, do you have the classic things like chess and checkers and that type of thing?
Yeah, a lot of those are already available on the Windows stores. Some other ones that we've worked on is with Sony Pictures, is the Wheel of Fortune application. And so this, you can actually have several people sitting around the device and buzzing in to try and guess the words, etc. We focused a lot on education games as well, because often the all-in-one and desktops in general are often considered family devices. So we partnered with Sesame Street on a game called Prankster Planet. And this is a very cool edutainment game, if you will, where, again, you can have 4 kids sitting around the device, and they're trying to solve math problems, etc. together. So it's competitive, so they enjoy it, but they're learning at the same time.
That is very, very cool. My first instinct to this is that, is a portable all-in-one PC like a large tablet, or is it similar to it, or how does it differ? I mean, there must be some differences.
Actually, I saw these guys out at CES, or not CES, at was it CES? Yeah, it was Showstoppers out at CES. It is literally like a giant tablet. It almost reminds me of the original Surfaces, where they were making tables out of them, and they actually had it on like a stand where you could stand there and like twist it and tilt it around. It was actually really cool.
Well, this was out at CES.
Yeah.
This was out at CES.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it definitely does have some tablet-like capabilities. I think, people often think of a touch interface as being something they would do on their tablet, so it definitely supports touch. I think it's a little bit of the larger variety, so it's not quite as portable as a lot of your tablets. But I think really, first and foremost, it's got the full PC capabilities of your desktop. So I think, first and foremost, that's what it is able to do. And then it does have tablet-like capabilities, like I mentioned, with touch, an app ecosystem, etc. But I think what makes it unique, again, is because of the large screen, it becomes a shared tablet experience, where you may be able to do all the things you would typically like to do on a tablet, but since the screen is so large, you can do it with 1, 2, 3 people, your whole family, etc.
I mean, walking around with a 27-inch tablet, that is basic. That's very, very cool. And it allows so many more people to interact with it, especially with the software that you mentioned, like like Monopoly. You can have 4 different people playing it, just like the actual real board game. What do they do with the paper money? Because how do you do that with the game? How do they do that?
Oh, they just use real money.
I don't necessarily miss the paper money.
But everybody has the little, was it the shoe and the all the different little pieces, and you see that, you literally see that on the board, and you just move them virtually just by touching them on the screen.
Yeah. And what's been unique is one of the PC manufacturers actually made a portable all-in-one that actually has some devices that interact with the screen called Fidgetals.
Oh yeah.
And they actually have a dice that you can roll. And it's a Bluetooth-enabled dice, so you roll it, and the game can actually read what the dice are.
No way.
So
no way.
Yeah.
The dice, you have Bluetooth dice? That is so cool.
Very cool. And they also have little hockey paddles, so that if you're playing air hockey, is a pretty common application to see on these large devices. But rather than using your finger, you can actually use these little paddles.
So you actually have accessories to the game that enhance the game in such a way that although it's virtual, it gives you it like bridges the virtual version to the actual physical reality, which I think is just amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to make sure you still have some of that interactivity there. And I think one more app that I forgot to mention earlier is Not sure if you've heard of the card game Dominion, but it's one of the world's most popular deck building games. So this is one of those games where 3 or 4 people sit around with a deck of these cards and play and compete versus each other.
Mm-hmm.
And we have actually a version of it now for the portable all-in-one where all of the cards are on the screen. So you can kind of manage your cards on the screen, and you get this really nice visual of all of these, beautifully designed cards, et cetera, and you don't have all the hassle of kind of managing all of your cards because it's all done on the screen.
That is very nice. I guess it's just one of the things that's so sad is when you have a Monopoly game or a board game, and then you start losing the pieces, and then and you can't play the game anymore, or you have to go out, and then of course you can't get the pieces, so you have to buy the game all over again. I hate that. And obviously with something like this, you don't have to worry about that. It's just always there.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, this is so cool. All right, so we're talking to Miles Kingston, the director of the All-in-One segment at Intel. And we did see, I know we were out of the Showstoppers event out at CES, and Charles got to see a lot of these things, these computers. They made a pretty big splash out at CES. I know there were a lot of them out there. So let's talk about the screen size. That you mentioned 27-inch, which is probably the largest one. But what screen sizes can we expect to see with these all-in-one desktop PCs?
Yeah, so typically for overall all-in-ones, and we consider portable all-in-one to be kind of a subcategory within there. Just overall all-in-ones, you typically see screen sizes as small as 18 inches and as large as 27 inches. And 21 and 23 inches are kind of the sweet spot, I think, both just from a size perspective as well as a cost perspective. Those are the most common screen sizes. There are a few unique ones. There's like a 28-inch and a 29-inch, but those are sometimes for a very specific geography and not necessarily made available worldwide. So 27-inch is the most common, the largest, most commonly available all-in-one.
Yeah, exactly. Now, let me ask you this, and we have an all-in-one PC in the Crossman household. We have it in the kitchen, and we have it there because not only can we use it, my wife will use it sometimes for looking up recipes or watching videos, but one of the other things that we do is it has, and it's an older generation all-in-one desktop, it has a TV tuner built into it. So when we want to watch television, we can use it as a television set. But at the time, that was kind of rare, and it was kind of difficult to hook it up and get it to work, and it had a special an IR bug. So when you use the remote on the desktop, on the set-top box, it would change it in there, and then the tuner would interpret it. What are you doing today with all-in-one PCs? I understand that you're going one better than that.
Yeah. So, I mean, just in general, all-in-ones with these large screen sizes, they're fantastic devices to watch shows and videos on. And I think in certain geographies like Japan, almost all of the all-in-ones ship with a TV tuner card because most of them are also being used as a primary television as well, because, kind of space-constrained environments. So that's very common in that geography. In North America, what is very common, and this is true in other geos as well, is to have HDMI in on the back of or underneath the all-in-one, so that you can either have a set-top box plugged into the back, and then you can just change the inputs and essentially watch television and control the set-top box with your remote control. Or if you wanted to hook up a console or any other device that has, HDMI support. So that's become very common. But then, even ignoring those, just the amount of content that's available these days to watch online is also a fantastic model for a core-based Intel all-in-one.
Sure. I mean, if you want to watch Netflix or Hulu, certainly those are all available. But you see, the unit that I had didn't have HDMI. I mean, that it was a number of years ago since we've had it, and so and I think that was the answer to it, having a TV tuner in it. But you're correct. I mean, HDMI with just one cable, you get the video, you get the sound, and everything. And if you have an HDMI in on your all-in-one desktop computer, then if you have, and all of the systems today that I know have HDMI, whether it be DirecTV or Charter or any of the satellite companies. They all have HDMI out. So if your desktop PC, all-in-one desktop computer, has HDMI in, I think you're all set and ready to rock and roll. Do all of them pretty much have? Yeah. Do all of them have that now?
Pretty much all of them will. Most of them will have that as a standard configuration, and some of them will still allow you on a website to actually configure it to come with a TV tuner card as well. But they don't typically ship by default in North America and other geographies with the TV tuner card, but you can upgrade.
Yeah. Although I need a TV tuner. You make a perfectly good point. If you've got an HDMI in, you don't really need the TV tuner, because then basically you can. And I understand on some of these you just touch the bezel or something, and you can change the video on the all-in-one desktop computer.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of these all-in-ones that have touch screens now, the touch actually extends to the outside of the screen on the bezel, and you'll be able to use the bezel to actually change the inputs. So it's not like you've got to reach your neck around the all-in-one and try and find that hard-to-reach input button. They've made it much easier.
Yeah, I love that. And because let's face it, I mean, touch is really in. I mean, with Windows 8 and Windows 8.1, I mean, it's the touch computer really does make a lot of sense. But you still can use a traditional input device like a mouse with these devices?
Absolutely. All of the all-in-ones still ship with a keyboard and mouse, almost always the wireless variety. So, depending on the task, there's plenty of times when I'm using my all-in-one where I'm using an app, and touch just makes much more sense. But then there may be other times where I'm doing, photo editing, and I really need the precision of the mouse to be able to change colors of, specific frames, etc. But but all are supported. Again, it's just kind of great for the consumer right now to have so many different choices.
Yeah, no, it is. Now, I don't know, we're coming to the bottom of the hour here, but I want to talk a little bit about the graphic capabilities of these all-in-one PCs, because I know one of the things about the desktop boxes is that you could add the video card of choice. Usually it was either an NVIDIA or one from ATI in those days, and NVIDIA is still on top of that with their graphics cards. So I assume that with these all-in-one desktop computers, you can choose at the time of purchase about the graphic capabilities. I mean, how do you handle that? How are the graphic capabilities of these all-in-one PCs today?
Yeah, so the graphics are amazing, and with Intel Core-based processors, you have built-in visuals, which just provide stunning graphics, great transcode abilities if you're transcoding video to send it to other devices, etc. Many of the all-in-one manufacturers as well, also, since again this is a desktop PC, they do have options to have discrete graphics added as well. If somebody is more of a high-end gamer and really wants kind of premium graphic support, that is an option for the consumer as well. But just looking at these devices, 27-inch screen, almost all of them are full HD. They already have some in the market that are quad HD. I mean, it's just an amazing visual experience.
Now, of course, the next thing is you have this HD, you have quad HD, and then they have the 4K resolution. I guess that's the next new buzzword for these devices. Now we're seeing 4K primarily for TVs at this point, but how are these? Are they going to be keeping up these all-in-one desktop PCs to stay in touch with the latest hottest graphic abilities are? Or is it really that important? Is it really that important at this point?
So today, with the all-in-ones, the max resolution that we have is the quad HD, not 4K yet.
Okay, and I would think that for most everything that you're going to do, I would think especially on a 27-inch screen. I mean, I can understand 4K if you have a 50 or a 60 or 70 or even 80-inch TVs, then it might make a difference. But on a 27-inch screen, I think that you kind of maxed out what your eyeballs can see. I don't think you could see anything better the resolution when you're on a 27-inch screen. Would you concur?
Well, I'll definitely say when I transitioned from full HD to quad HD on a 27-inch all-in-one, it does make a significant difference, especially for the content creation stuff. Like I said, photography.
Right.
You know, I love taking pictures, and to really be able to kind of see the picture in quad HD and not see any of the pixels, I mean, it's pretty amazing.
It's sort of like the Retina display, but on steroids. You know, I mean, I would think you really get to see what it is that you're seeing in the best possible light. We're at the bottom of the hour, Miles, so we're going to take a little break, and then we're going to come back with more. Charles Tindell and I are talking to Miles Kingston. He is the director of the All-in-One segment at Intel. We're doing our Intel Sponsor Hour here on the Computer America Show. We'll be back with them after these messages. You're listening to the Computer America Show on the Blog Talk Radio Network, on the Boost Radio Network, the IRN Radio Network. Stay with us.
Hey everyone, have you heard about the No hair removal device that's sweeping the globe? If you want to go weeks without shaving and get smooth, professional quality results, here's our favorite host, Cheryl, for No hair removal.
Thanks. Hey gals, I love talking about my No. It's this cute little hair removal system that you can take with you and use almost anywhere at home or on the road. No more expensive in-office treatments, painful waxing, and no more wasting your valuable time. Got unwanted facial hair? No has patented Thermocon technology that works on all hair and skin colors, so it's perfect for using on all body parts. And now you can take advantage of this incredible risk-free trial. Get the No, the facial kit, a travel case, and a $100 discount shopping card, and you don't risk a penny to try it. Try the incredible No hair completely risk-free. Call 1-800-953-5415. That's 800-953-5415. 800-953-5415.
Looking for a best friend? Brother Wolf Animal Rescue has your best friend waiting just for you. The mission is to protect and enhance the lives of companion animals and the people who love them. Their no-kill rescue shelter is open year-round, making it easy for people to adopt their best new friend. This year, Brother Wolf will find homes for over 2,400 orphan dogs, puppies, cats, and kittens. All have ended up as an orphan through no fault of their own. Brother Wolf has created a safe, nurturing environment where these special animals can heal emotionally and physically until they find a lifelong home. Their life-saving transport program brings dogs and puppies from overcrowded shelters in the south to rescues in the north where homes are easier to find. Brother Wolf Animal Rescue is a 501c3 organization. To learn more about their life-saving work and to make a donation, visit their website at www.bwar.org. That's www.bwar.org. Help to realize Brother Wolf's vision when no animal is euthanized for lack of a home.
Who's a good boy? This is your London Minute voice memo. I'm feeling a bit like Jenny Lee in Call the Midwife. No babies to deliver, but I do reduce stress on my home visits as a computer trainer. What are my biggest challenges? The breech birth of computing? Well, as you're asking, on a bad day it's scary dogs and unexpected pornography. And don't ask me about the Randy Yorkshire Terrier. Let's just say it was #awkward. Other challenges involve explaining that learning the computer is a layered affair. It can't be done in an hour or two. So often, it's not what I've said, but what I have held back for another day, maybe never. Too much too soon will result in a digital retreat, and the computer will be shut down. Slow and steady always wins the race. I help filter out the noise and the clatter that is social media, and apps which, let's face it, are up to our eyeballs. As those listening on Computer America are more likely to be the ones helping rather than the ones in need, here are some tips to help those less confident with computing. Slow down. Digital native family members love rushing in, fixing something in a hurry, a little in secret, and then like dashing off. When I speak with new clients, it's the most common complaint I hear. Don't give them fish, but teach them to cook. Remember the former Pope who didn't send his first tweet? He got fish. What's right for you might be all wrong for the person you're helping. LinkedIn is not suitable for all generations. Neither is Snapchat. Avoid jargon. Does your mother really need to know the difference between POP and IMAP? If you see a glazed look coming back at you, for goodness sake, stop. If you want to hear more from me, catch me over in Avast the Antivirus. Set your language settings to UK English, and ta-da! I'll be announcing that your scan has been completed. And I might feel it necessary to say, threat has been detected. I'll see you over on Twitter. I'm at Computer Tweety. This is Patricia Reichel for Computer America.
And thank you for that one, Patricia. We always enjoy the London Minute here over on the Computer America show. The voice memo. I always have to remember to say voice memo.
Yeah.
She did that weird change in the middle. It was kind of cool, though. It still makes it interesting.
And she's the voice of Avast, too.
She is, and that's cool, too. I always like that. You know, people ask me, what's your favorite antivirus? And I always scream Avast, and they're like, oh, you're biased. No, I'm not. I've used Avast for years and love it. You know, actually, welcome back. First hour of the Computer America show. Craig and I are talking to Miles Kingston from Intel about their all-in-one PCs and all kinds of great things about all-in-one PCs. And there are just a couple of things that I've been listening to and been like, man, this is pretty cool. Now, Miles, a minute ago, and you had said that there was some touch interfaces for these big screens. Now, I'm not saying the screen, like the screen that you touch, because we all do that with that. But Craig, one of you mentioned something about the bezel being touchable.
Yes. So a couple of the designs in the market right now, you can actually adjust your volume as well as your screen brightness as well as the inputs on the actual bezel itself. So again, rather than looking for the button, it's kind of, you can see highlights on the bezel, and then you can just use the touch screen.
Now, is it kind of like those what is it, the software buttons? Is it like a software panel built into it?
Yes.
I mean, not necessarily.
I don't know how to technically implement it, but it's definitely a software button.
Okay, all right. Okay, and then on your systems here, we talked about the 27-inch all-in-one, but are there smaller ones that like fit into the small nooks and crannies for like a kitchen?
Yeah, absolutely. And again, the smaller size is typically 18 inches. So, you know, those are much easier to fit into smaller places. But like I mentioned, the 23 and the 21-inch are the most popular kind of screen sizes. Now, on the portable all-in-one variety, they also have 18 to 27 inches. But some people prefer, you know, a bit more portability and probably are going to choose the 18-inch device because it's a little bit lighter, a little bit easier to move around. Whereas other people are really going to prefer the large screen, the great multi-user, multi-touch experience, and are willing to carry around a couple extra pounds in their all-in-one to get that larger screen size.
Now, when you say these cats are carrying this around, it's not like I'm going to go travel with this thing, right? It's not like I'm gonna stick it in my suitcase and fly around and use it for business things. This is more the moving it from one room to another or one office to another, simply, right?
Yes, well, you asked the wrong guy that question because I did travel with an 18-inch portable all-in-one for about a year.
Well, 18-inch I can deal with.
It only weighed 4.5 or 5 pounds.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't that heavy, so I've done it. But
the 18-inch I'm cool.
Kind of in home, as well as I do truly think that vacation thing again. You know, these really are devices for families, and the ability to take, you know, a television with you and, you know, have access to a bunch of your movies on there versus, you know, you show up at the beach house and they've got a CRT television with a VCR and a bunch of 40-year-old movies. You know, it kind of gives you a little bit of a better experience.
Right, and I mean, I get that with the 18-inch one. Like, I've got a 17-inch laptop that's kind of a beast that I lug around, and you know, I think that's it. But you know, I mean, like, somebody carrying or pulling out a 27-inch television basically out of their like, that's the size of my monitor here, you know, out and setting it up to do work for just running as a computer with them. I mean, that wow. You know, how much does the 27-inch kind of weigh? I mean, you'd said that it was only 4 pounds or so for the 18-inch. I mean, I could imagine the 27's got to be pretty heavy.
Yeah, so on the portable all-in-ones, I think the 27-inch is closer to about 17 or 18 pounds.
Whew.
So again, it's heavier, but not necessarily, you know, immovable.
Okay.
Hey, listen,
again, I think it's really about the consumer choice.
Oh yeah, I mean, I honestly would love to be able to, like, I don't know how many times I've walked into, insert hotel, and they've got a great television, they've got all this stuff on there, but every piece of content is pay for or do all this, and I would love to just be able to set my machine up and be like, look, Netflix, I've got my movies, I've got anything I want on it, and it's mine, and it kind of adds a little bit to the privacy thing of it as well, It's yours that you're using. It's not, you don't feel like Big Brother's watching you in the hotel.
Absolutely.
Now, do you need a Wi-Fi or a interface to get to the internet, or you download these movies ahead of time, Charles? I mean, how do you do that?
Well, for me, it just depends. Now, what's the storage capacity on the 27-inch or the 18-inch? I mean, is that?
Yeah, so typically for this portable variety, you're going to see between 500 gigabyte and 1 terabyte. When you move over to the stationary all-in-ones, you can get to 2 terabytes pretty easily.
Oh, see, I mean, now it's a combination of either my movies that I've got downloaded and stored on the machine, or if you're connected to the internet, you've got infinite numbers of stuff out there. And if I can connect it to the Wi-Fi, then there's no reason not to.
Do they have Wi-Fi built in most of these? Oh,
they've got to.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for the portable variety, every single one has built-in Wi-Fi, and for the stationary variety, it's the vast majority of them.
All right. Yeah, I think in this day and age, I think most everything needs it. So let's talk about a little bit about the manufacturers of these all-in-one. Who actually manufactures these all-in-one PCs, and do they all do the portable versions? Do some do the desktop versions? Kind of give us an overview of who's out there making these.
Sure. So, as I mentioned, about roughly almost 80 designs overall and all-in-one, but from a whole slew of manufacturers. But the majority of the volume of all-in-ones ship from Lenovo, HP, Dell, Apple, Acer, and Asus. Right. And almost all of them have a portable variety as well.
Yeah.
And I think the portable category is new, and so it's still kind of, we're seeing new entrants into the market there. But the stationary all-in-one is much more mature at this point.
Now, when you mention Apple, you're talking about like their iMacs? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay. The iMacs are absolutely gorgeous. I have an iMac myself, but it's from 2009, so it's the little thicker one because it still had the CD-ROM drive. And the new versions have the very thin edge, which are just absolutely gorgeous, and they have Thunderbolt, which I know is also another Intel interface, a product. And they use Thunderbolt. Apple is one of the first to, I think, incorporate with the Intel's Thunderbolt technology, and they're on Thunderbolt 2 now. So, but I guess they would be classified as an all-in-one desktop computer, correct?
Yeah, it kind of fits the definition that IDC, which is a third party, have kind of come up with for the category.
So what are the actual these requirements from IDC? What makes a computer an all-in-one computer? What does it have to have?
Yeah, so typically the way they measure it is that it's 18-inch screen size or greater, and that all of the the brains or the guts of the computing, if you will, are built into a single device, and that it ships with a mouse and keyboard.
And that's it.
Pretty much how they measure it. Yep.
That's pretty simple. And again, a wide range. You mentioned Lenovo. You mentioned HP, Dell. I mean, all the well-known companies are making these all-in-one desktop PCs. I mean, this is they're really coming into their own. I guess you still can get the traditional desktop computer if you want to, but I'm wondering, why? I mean, why would someone get a standard desktop PC with these things coming into their own?
Yeah, so a couple things. So one, the all-in-one segment has been growing very nicely. It's been growing over the last 3 years. It's been growing on average about 15% per year. So that's just fantastic growth in the PC industry. Mm-hmm. And I think what we're trying to see is that there's a lot of people who have 4, 5, 6-year-old, old tower desktops at home, mm-hmm. and the all-in-one is really that device that we think should get them back into the store to kind of refresh that old desktop. And I mentioned before, it's got kind of all the things you loved about your tower. It's got all the performance, the big screens. You can have a big keyboard, just kind of a comfy, immersive experience. But now you don't have all the clutter, etc. But that being said, tower desktops do continue to sell very well. I think there are still plenty of DIYers out there, the do-it-yourself folks, and you can still get more storage and more performance. So for the high-end users, the high-end gamers, they're still really going to enjoy their towers. And then also in the kind of non-consumer space, that the tower is still one of the most common form factor.
You see that in enterprise and with companies that have tens of thousands of these computers. Although I'm starting to see all-in-ones too starting to surface.
Yeah.
They're starting to come.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially within education, government, kind of the public sector. We're definitely seeing it, and you can just imagine in certain kind of non-consumer verticals like hotels. So many hotels now kind of have their business center downstairs, and many of the hotel chains have now transitioned to all-in-ones in those. And you can also imagine, with a portable all-in-one, if you are in some type of real estate or landscaping, et cetera, the ability to sit down across from your client and kind of in this large interactive screen and kind of share ideas, et cetera. So there's definitely places where the all-in-one is transitioning nicely in the non-consumer as well.
Yeah. And speaking of non-consumer, I'm seeing it. I was in the hospital just the other day, and I was starting to see them. Doctors walking in with tablets, and and they would come into the room with an all-in-one PC, and that would be on a little cart, and then just kind of wheel it in, and it had all the support stuff. But basically, it was still an all-in-one PC. It was all in the
absolutely.
In the medical profession, we're seeing this more and more surface.
Yeah, and I think what we have found is kind of consumer really drove the all-in-one trend, but I think now commercial is coming on strong, and is actually the growth in the commercial segment. It's a smaller base right now, but the growth in the non-consumer segment is actually higher now than in consumer.
Well,
so just overall, the category is doing very nicely.
Well, the non-consumer, there's the bottom line. There's still people, right? And these people are saying, why should consumers have all this great stuff? Why can't we have it in our business? Because they're just so sleeker. They're easier to use. I would think that whomever makes the decision to buy these things for enterprise and everything is going to say, we need to get on board with this and get rid of these, the more bulky units.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I guess it all always comes down to cost. That seems to be the thing. So if we do a little comparison to the traditional towers and these new all-in-one these PCs, what is the cost factor? Are we still paying a premium for them, or are the costs coming way down? Are they less expensive to manufacture now than the traditional desktop computers? Why don't we speak about that broadly and kind of focus into all these little areas here?
Sure. So it seems like a really simple question, but I'm going to give you a really complicated answer.
Yes, I want one.
So I think first and foremost, there are so many all-in-ones now that they really do span all of the different price points. However, if you look at an equally configured all-in-one versus an equally configured tower plus monitor, today the all-in-one does cost a bit more, and that's something that we're working very hard to try and make it so that they're at parity. But now, once you take into consideration the integrated cameras and integrated microphones and more of the items that you integrate, with your traditional tower and monitor model, you have to add those accessories. So I think when you get to the point where I take a tower and a monitor and a webcam and a set of speakers, and you start all adding together all of the items that get integrated, you get pretty close to parity. But then again, the type of monitor, the type of speakers, the type of webcam, there's so many varieties there as well. But that's definitely kind of the focus for us, as we want to get them as close as possible.
And parity means when you finally get both of them equal in cost, and you're saying, and it's getting close. Do you think eventually that that the all-in-ones are going to surpass the traditional towers in cost? Are going to become less expensive than the towers? And if that happens, what's that going to do to the industry?
Yeah. I don't know if I actually know if that's going to happen. And like I said, I really think it depends on all of the other capabilities that get integrated. If you purely just look at the compute and the display, yes, I think we could get to the point where that gets to parity. But then everything else that gets integrated, that'll be extremely tough. And so me personally, and again, I run all-in-one for Intel. I don't think the all-in-one is going to completely take over the tower. I think there's a certain user base that's really going to appreciate it, but I still fundamentally believe that there's going to be tower buyers out there.
Really? Okay. So, so basically, cost is a factor, but and you think that it's that the traditional towers are still going to be less expensive just by the nature of what they are?
Yeah, if it's just a tower versus an all-in-one, yes, they will be less expensive. But as soon as you start adding the monitors and the cameras and the speakers, then I think it gets close to parity. And I think the other thing we've seen is over the years we have seen the average selling price of all-in-ones come down quite dramatically. So I think we're hoping to see that trend continue so that we can kind of make sure that the average selling price of an all-in-one really fits into that mainstream consumer price point. Where we can ideally get more users.
Now, Miles, I'm looking at, say I'm the consumer, right? And I'm sitting here and I've got desktop, which I haven't seen a desktop in a store in a very long time. It's mostly all-in-ones. And honestly, when I see the desktop computers, I'm like, gee, I remember the days when I used to mess with those things, And I look at these all-in-ones, and I think the number one thing that scares most consumers with them is they look like they're very hard to get into. And I've seen some that are actually pretty darn upgradable. It's like 6 screws, you take the back off, and now you've got, your normal motherboard and everything else kind of tacked to the back of the monitor. How upgradable are some of these systems? I mean, in terms of plug-and-play devices or RAM or putting a bigger hard drive in them, or I know we talked about video earlier. What is kind of the limit to these things and their upgradability?
Yeah, so I would say the majority of the all-in-ones are really not very upgradable once you've kind of spec them online and purchased them. And I think that's kind of in line with the fact that the majority of desktop users today don't typically actually open their system and tinker and upgrade, etc. That being said, there still are those people who do that. And so there are all-in-ones in the market where you can actually easily get into the back panel and change out the hard drive, change the processor, change the memory, etc. And I think in commercial, or I guess I should say non-consumer again, enterprise, when you've got these large IT departments, having the ability to upgrade the all-in-one is very important as well. So we also are seeing a bunch of our PC OEMs make all-in-ones that are really laser focused at non-consumer or kind of enterprise that do have much more upgradable designs. And like you said, just a couple of screws to undo the back panel and then some easy access.
They don't have that big warning, no user serviceable parts inside. Exactly. And again,
well, maybe I missed it earlier today, but spec-wise, these things are still on par as every other thing, right? They're running i7s. They can be configured with immense amounts of RAM and very large hard drives, and you name it, it's all there. I'm still for the average home user, if it's buy this and be minimalist, or buy this desktop and figure out heating and spaces and plugging in and wires and cables and I mean, I don't know about either of you, but cables drive me nuts.
I hate cables.
I hate them. Like I will go out of my way to cable tie and tuck away and hide. So I genuinely I don't understand. Now Miles, maybe I just missed it. You've already covered it. Are the all-in-ones still slightly more expensive than the desktop ones, or you said that they're pretty much right there on par now when you start putting in all the peripherals that you need, because most of the time these computers don't come out of the box with monitor and and everything else.
Right. So a couple of things. I like to eat my own dog food, so I've tried out dozens and dozens and dozens of all-in-one. It really is what you said, in that it's one cord and you plug it in and you turn it on and you're up and running. You connect to your Wi-Fi and then you're good to go. So it's become that simple, which I do think is what the average consumer is looking for this day and age. And then from a system price point perspective, again, we've got a full range of all-in-ones. I think one of the cheaper all-in-ones you can find today in the market is probably around $449.
Wow.
And then all the way up, the sky's the limit on the high end. These things can get configured at amazingly high price points. So, basically all-in-ones are available at system price points where traditional towers are as well. So the average consumer will have access. But at a similarly configured system, the all-in-one is still a bit more expensive until you take into account the integrated cameras, the integrated microphones, the integrated speakers, which with the tower model, you'd still have to go and buy all of those accessories.
Now, what I like to recommend to most of our listeners is that it's the spend what your wallet can afford, the most, because what you're doing is basically staving off obsolescence. That's what I tell the people with regular computers. That get the top of the line, whatever you can do, get the best that you can afford, so it'll you'll have more life in the computer. Would you say that mentality also applies to these all-in-one PCs as well?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of people, buying performance and future-proofing themselves, or at least helping themselves not become too obsolete too fast. So that behavior absolutely still exists.
Okay, so spend what you can. Don't, especially with the all-in-one PCs, because they're not as easily upgradable. Some are, but I mean, you will open up the back and add more memory. I know a lot of them allow you to do that. The memory is probably the easiest upgrade to add. Adding more memory to it. Perhaps even a larger hard drive. Of course, today you can always plug in an external hard drive. Those are you have a USB port 3.0. You can do incredible data rate transfers with external drives. So even if you get one with a terabyte, if you find yourself needing more, you're not out of luck with that, right?
Absolutely.
So.
And I think at this point, we can safely say that with the amount of variety out there, there really is an all-in-one for almost everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on what your usage is, you're likely going to be able to find an all-in-one that meets everything you need.
Yeah, and then when you want to tack on a printer, most printers today are use Wi-Fi. They're cordless, so you don't even need. You can just have your printer standing off in the corner somewhere, and you have your all-in-one desktop PC, and you can print to it without a cord. Most of them do that now. Because as Charles said, I hate cables. I mean, the more I can do to get rid of cables, the better I like it, really. So where can people go to learn more about all-in-one PCs, Miles?
Sure. Well, there's a couple things. So one, they can go to www.intel.com/AIO. And that's a web page that we host that kind of explains what an all-in-one is, what a portable is, all the good things about it. You can also do a simple Google search for all-in-one, and it'll take you to the same page. And again, tons of information there. We've also got links to a lot of the software titles I mentioned. There are links from that website as well, so people can go and check those out, because that's really a unique usage.
Now, is that the same one where I have it linked to the what is a portable all-in-one video? That page that talks about all-in-ones. Is that the same as AIO, or is that a different page as well? Because that's what we have up on our show notes.
It should be similar. So yeah, it's www.intel.com/AIO, and like you said, there are some videos on the usage models of how to use a portable all-in-one, etc., and then lots of links to other really useful information.
Okay, so AIO, I'm checking that out too, myself, to make sure that it is the one. Yeah. Okay. Actually, you know what I'll do? It is a different page. So after the show, I'm gonna put in the AIO as well. I'll put that link too, so all of our listeners can see not only what is a portable all-in-one, but also the all-in-one PCs, where it says amazing performance, less clutter. We'll put both of those websites up on our show notes. Miles, we're just about at the end of the interview. Anything else you want to say to our listeners before we say goodnight?
No, I don't think so. I've really enjoyed my time on here, and again, we really think the all-in-ones for those folks out there who have their 4 or 5 year old desktops looking to potentially refresh them. The all-in-one, is a fantastic product, especially the core-based all-in-ones. You're really going to kind of get everything you would expect out of your desktop.
Exactly, and
thank you guys very much for having me here.
Hey, we are really pleased. Again, I think the all-in-one desktop computers. I mean, I've been using one since 2009, and we have another one in the Crossman kitchen, and I think that really they're the wave of the future. And although the DIYs will never go away, and God love them for that, but I still think that I think for most of us that the all-in-ones are the wave of the future. I really do believe that, and I think that you do too. So
they're fantastic products.
Yeah, Miles, thank you so much for being with us here tonight, and keep up the good work. Okay.
You're very welcome. Hopefully you can have me back some other time.
Would love to. Absolutely. You know, and let us know if something else comes up that we need to know about here. Just let us know, and we'll get you back on the show. Okay.
Sounds great.
All right. Take care.
Thank you.
Have a good evening. Good night. All right. So there you go. Intel, all-in-one desktop computers. That's the way to go here on the program.
Technically, aren't laptops all-in-ones?
Well, yeah, I guess technically they are, but that's a good point. I mean, they are all-in-ones, and they have their own, and laptops are becoming more powerful, but it's a different form factor. You know, the clamshell. These all-in-ones, basically, it's the screen, and everything's built into the screen. You know.
Yeah.
Hey, we got computer and technology news coming up next, brought to you by Slimware Utilities, the official optimization software of Computer America. We've got the next segment from Marty Winston. Here's News Tip Bulletin on LED flashlights. We got lots more stuff coming up here on the Computer America Show. Stay with us.
Broadcasting live, it's the only national radio talk show on computers to air every weeknight. Computer America, hosted by national columnist Craig Crossman. The first hour's behind us, but there's still more of tech news, tech talk, and your phone calls. We're being beamed nationwide at ComputerAmerica.com. You got computer problems? Bring them on. You're listening to Computer America. Computers run the world, and we run computers. Call us or send us an email to live@computeramerica.com.
Hello and welcome into Hour 2 of the nation's longest-running, nationally syndicated radio talk show on computers. This is the Computer America Show, and I'm your host,
Craig Crossman.
And I'm your co-host, certified ethical ninja, Charles Tyndall.
Ninja. You know, I'm kicking myself. You know what I forgot to do in the first hour when Intel was with us?
What?
Yeah.
You know, I'll save it for next month, next time they come on, you know. I had it all ready, I had it all set, and I got so caught up in the topic, you know, all-in-one desktop PCs, that I totally forgot about it, but I had it there. So we'll use it again. I mean, Intel's going to be with us for quite some time, and we are always happy to have them there. If you missed any portion of that show, you can hear it again. We archive all of our shows here at ComputerAmerica.com. Just go to our website and go under the archives pull-down menu. You can see all of you can listen to all of our shows there on Blog Talk Radio, and you can also watch all of our shows because we have our new live video streaming page, and that is brought to you by Otherworld Computing. Quality products, expert support since 1988, celebrating its 25th anniversary. If you have any Apple needs, any Macintosh needs, any needs for your computer, please visit them at www.macsales.com. And you're going to be very happy that you did. You know, as I just found out the other day that you know, they have their own YouTube channel, MacSales.
MacSales, of course they do. They've got, that's where they put up all their videos for all of their video tutorials. That's another reason I love them.
Yeah, they have the installation videos. You know, they have portable battery replacements for Macs from starting in 1998 up to 2012. I mean, they have all those products there. And installation videos showing you how to put them in, too. Very, very cool. Very cool. And, of course, memory. Thanks for the memory. If you want...
Memory.
And also, if you have all those legacy Macs, you know, you can't find memory from them, you can get them at macsales.com. That's always there. Absolutely.
MacSales.com.
All right. So you can check all that out as well. Now, of course, we're going to have computer and technology news, and that, again, is brought to you by Slimware Utilities. We're going to have a bunch of stories here, which I'm going to load in shortly. But also, I want to just point out to you a couple of things here. We've got something new at the Computer America website. If you go to our homepage at ComputerAmerica.com, Charles actually had to refresh the page because he had it cached, you know. And he was looking. I said, "Look, it's right there." And he says, "Where? I can't find it. I don't see anything."
It's not there. I have no idea what you're saying.
But it's there. Just refresh your page. We have something right there under my gorgeous picture, and it says, "Click here for a limited special offer." We want to draw your attention to that. This is something new. This is from ProXPN. They were on the show a few weeks ago, and actually last night we had our All Linux show. We talked about using ProXPN with Linux, but we have a special offer with ProXPN that we want you to know about. And this page shows you it explains to you what ProXPN is. It's basically it's a VPN. It's an open VPN solution, and it's basically when you go online, you now can be protected. Your privacy won't be compromised, especially if you use an open Wi-Fi connection like at Starbucks, or your favorite movie. But of course, even when you're at home, your internet service provider can monitor, where you go and what you do. And with this net neutrality, I mean, they're doing stuff like now. Well, you get 30 megabits per second, but if you use it too much, you stream too many movies, they're going to throttle you back. They're starting to do that now.
It sucks.
It's big time. And you know what?
You get around that?
Yeah, with a VPN solution like ProXPN. ProXPN. That's it. They won't be able to tell. You don't have to worry about any of those things. It's it's, as I said, they're here in America, but globally as well. They're in places like Amsterdam, London, and Singapore. So when you're online, you actually appear as though you're located in those cities. It's 100% secure. I mean, they use 2048-bit encryption. The tunnel is 512 bits. I use it on my Mac. I also use it on my gold iPhone 5S.
Gold iPhone 5, because it's more special than all the other iPhones out there.
That's right. You can use it on your Android phone. You can use PPTP. If you like, ProXPN will support that as well. If you don't have that, but you don't need it, you can use it directly on your Android phone. Basically, we want you to use it. We want you to try it for yourself. So whenever and wherever you go online, your privacy is being protected, and that's really important these days. If you have a Mac or a Windows version, it gives you advanced controls, like you can select your ports, you can connect it startup, and here's something really cool with it. You can actually select which programs should be shut down in case your VPN connection goes down and your anonymity has been compromised. Now that is very cool. You can actually tell it to do that. So here's the deal. You can download ProXPN for free and use it. But, the premium version is so much faster and better. It's usually about $10 a month, But if you enter in the code COMPAM, C-O-M-P-A-M.
Like Pan Am, just not.
But COMPAM, you're going to get an additional 20% off membership. And once you do, it's good forever. Not just the one time. You get that forever. That's less than $5 a month when you go for the yearly plan. Look, you need this if you ever go online. Charles will tell you that. And tell them that, Charles, that they need it.
What? You need it. You need to tell them that they need it. Yes. I mean, if they don't know by now, if you don't know me by now, you will never.
You need this. This is the best VPN we've tried, and we've tried so many of them. And again, it's ProXPN.com. You can just go to ComputerAmerica.com. We have the link right to it, and the promo code COMPAM, just one time, 20% off any of the memberships forever. It's ProXPN. All right.
It's ProXPN to the rescue.
To the rescue. Mm-hmm. So, really. Now you know what? We're going to do some computer and technology news, and when you do that, I need to.
I've got something that we should definitely be talking about because it is, we as a security guy, this is kind of a big deal.
Oh.
eBay tells users to change password after hack attack.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's do all those stories, but let's get our news started by right now. Okay.
Do it.
And tonight's Computer America news and technology is brought to you by Slimware Utilities, the official optimization software of Computer America. You can visit them at slimwareutilities.com to clean, speed up, and optimize your Windows system for free.
Free!
That's right. Everything at their website at slimwareutilities.com, absolutely free. All right, it's not a freemium model. I mean, you just use them. It certainly will clean, speed up, and optimize your Windows system. We use it here at the Crossman household. Download them all. You're going to love them, and you'll thank us for telling you about Slimware Utilities. All right, so what story did you want to lead off on with, Charles? Did you?
I wanted to do, because it's a security thing, we should definitely lead off with the security update.
Okay.
Because, people need to know about it. And if you are an eBay user, which I know you are, Craig, this hits home straight to you.
Okay.
The popular online merchandise site eBay is urging its customers to change their passwords after hackers managed to slip into one of its databases months ago. In a posting on the company's website, eBay said a cyber attack compromised a database containing encrypted passwords and other non-financial information. Hackers broke into the database between late February and early March, but eBay didn't detect a problem with employee login credentials, which the hackers had hijacked. Until about 2 weeks ago, the statement said. The company assured customers that it's seen no evidence of any unauthorized access to financial or credit card information, which is stored separately in encrypted formats. However, the company said changing passwords is a best practice and will help enhance security for eBay users. eBay said as of its last quarter, it had 145 million active buyers. eBay said the hackers would have had access to the customer information like name, encrypted password, email address, physical address, phone number, and date of birth. The database did not contain financial information or other confidential personal information, the company said in a separate Q&A post. eBay said it will not speculate as to who may be responsible to the hack. If shoppers use the same password on other sites, the company urged they change those as well. Working with law enforcement and leading security experts, the company is aggressively investigating the matter and applying for the best forensics tools and practices to protect customers, the company said. eBay is best known as a site for competitive bidding on merchandise, but the company said it has evolved into a global commerce and payment company, PayPal, just so you know, where some 75% of items sold is new merchandise available for immediate purchase.
Now, which was it? Was eBay bought PayPal or PayPal bought eBay? eBay bought PayPal, did it not?
I believe eBay bought PayPal. Yeah.
Yes, right. So, well, I know because every time I go on, I mean, they and then say, oh, you need to talk to PayPal. I mean, they have the connection right there. They're talking to each other back and forth. So obviously they've integrated their systems. So whenever time I sell something on eBay or want to buy something on eBay, it takes you to PayPal immediately. It's just seamless integration. So
right.
So, which is a nice thing. I'm not necessarily one for companies that's gobbling up each other just for, lucrative manners, but when it makes your experience a better one, well, then I kind of like that. And so the fact is that they've integrated these two systems into one now, and one person can kind of like take you from start to finish. That's really nice, So, anyway, that's my take on that. Hey, you're a big Oculus Rift user. Guess where it's coming?
I'm not a big Oculus Rift user. I am not a big Facebook Rift user. Sorry.
I tried to sneak that by you, but you couldn't do it. Oh.
OS 10.
Hey, at least you didn't say OS X.
Oh, man, I screwed it up on myself.
You messed up, right? And you said it correctly. Finally, it's making an impression on you.
No.
Yes.
OS X. OS X.
But the Oculus Rift, by the way, you're not wearing a Google Glass. What happened?
Actually, I was wearing them earlier today. I was downstairs working on the car and almost had a piece of trim hit me in the face on the glass side, so I took them off to be safe and went back downstairs and got some work done, and then came back up and just forgot to put them back on. But don't worry, they're going back on here soon because we've got a new update, XE 17.1, which seems to have fixed a lot of things.
So go ahead and tap the side of your glasses and see if anything.
Yeah, that won't work on these.
You've tried that? How many times have you done that?
Actually, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. It actually made me mad. I was like, oh my goodness. It was bad. I was hurting there for a minute.
Well, the Oculus Rift is coming to, believe it or not, Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh, God.
Yes. We can all agree Chuck E. Cheese is a great place to get shoddy pizza and various diseases.
Shoddy pizza and various diseases.
Yes,
Does it really say that? Because that's bad.
Yeah, TechCrunch says this. I'm just reading what it says. Don't hold me responsible. But are you willing to risk contracting the flu or meningitis to try the Oculus Rift?
Right.
Yeah, the Children's Play Place is rolling out the virtual ticket blaster experience at 29 locations, including Dallas, San Diego, and Orlando, over the next 6 weeks. So in the game, players will step into an enclosed booth, don an Oculus Rift VR headset, and attempt to snag virtual Chuck E. Cheese tickets simulated to be blown around the booth as if there was a fan. You know?
Oh, no.
Like those money ticket machines found at roller rinks and bowling alleys. You've seen those things. You step and try to grab a couple of those. You never can get them. I know, I've tried. Kids today have unprecedented access to game consoles and tablets, said the president of Chuck E. Cheese's owner, CEC Entertainment. He says, our challenge is to deliver an experience not available at home. Well, I guess a pizza would do that. And there is no doubt virtual reality does just that. Oculus Rift technology is the next frontier in the gaming industry, and we are thrilled to be able to say it's part of the Chuck E. Cheese lineup. Now, Oculus has yet to ship a production headset yet, so I'm wondering how they're doing this. It's unclear at this point what version Chuck E. Cheese is going to utilize, but it really doesn't matter. Even early models demonstrated virtual reality better than anything previously on the market, and soon average Americans will be able to experience the wonder that is Oculus Rift for just a couple of tokens. At Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Have you ever been to a Chuck E. Cheese?
No.
Well,
I had been to Chuck E. Cheese when I was a kid, but...
Oh, you have been? Okay. All right. I was going to say...
I think that's it.
No, my wife used to take our kids to Chuck E. Cheese. It was like, you know, when it was the big thing. They're always looking for new things to do, though. So, you know, hey, you know, it's kind of cool. All right, so why don't you pick a story?
Where did my stories go?
They disappeared. They're now virtual.
My stories go away.
Yes.
Well, you do one. I've got. Wait. No. I know what I want to do. Because you'll steal it from me if I don't let you do it. If I let you do it. This is one that I want. Okay. This one from TechCrunch.com. BlackBerry reveals Project Ion, its QNX-powered effort to underpin the Internet of Things.
I was going to do that one.
I know, that's why I was like, no, I'm not going to let him do it, because if he does it, he's going to steal it from me. BlackBerry is mostly discussed in terms of its slow decline in the global smartphone market, which it once pioneered. But it acquired QNX in 2010, and that would provide the basis not only for its BlackBerry 10 smartphone operating system, but also for the platform underlying a huge percentage of in-car infotainment systems. BlackBerry envisioned QNX extending to a still wider range of devices to underpin the growth of the Internet of Things. Is that really like a full-on term now?
Yeah, I mean, we had Intel last month talking about
the Internet of Things, but I didn't realize it was like a coin, like cyberspace. Anyway,
yeah, it is. It's becoming the Internet of Things.
And now it's formalizing those efforts under its newly announced Project Ion, or is it Lion?
No,
Ion. Project Ion consists of multiple efforts designed to promote, like OS X, designed to promote Internet of Things development, including a secure application platform based on QNX, designed to gather data from across a range of devices and operating environments, relationship building between partners, carriers, and app developers, and strategic partnership with industry organizations including the Industrial Internet Consortium and Application Developer Alliance. Ion's goal is to give businesses access to new kinds of insights that can be derived when every aspect of their business is connected. Data gathering device is a connected data gathering device. This includes stuff that BlackBerry already manages through MDM, or mobile device management efforts, like mobile devices and computers. But it also now includes sensors scattered throughout the factory floor, environmental and weather measurement devices, smart refrigeration units and transport vehicles, and so on. IoT, Internet of Things, is a market with some of the highest growth potential around, in part because it crosses verticals. It's just as applicable for a large-scale industrial facility as it is in a multinational hospitality chain. Others see and desire this carrot, of course. Google is one of those. Google basically owns everything you do, from your phone to Nest, everything. Google owns everybody. So Google's beaten everybody to the punch. And the search giant has clearly identified IoT as an opportunity to further extend the reach of Android, as revealed most recently in an SEC filing today. What? I need to go find that one. But what Project Ion aims to do can work hand in hand with Android acting as a default OS for individual connected devices. BlackBerry seems to want to be the connectivity tissue in a larger IoT nervous system. Think less a smart things for the home, and more a framework for the local electric company to analyze, track, and better serve web of those connected homes. Mm-hmm. Is IoT the magic bullet for BlackBerry as it transitions away from the consumer market? Hard to say, as it is a nascent market yet, and it remains unclear exactly what it will provide partners, device makers, and network operators. But if its in-car computing business is any indication of where it might be headed, then this could be a bright spot in BlackBerry's otherwise cloudy outlook. Mm-hmm. Actually, the only thing I'm scared of is the more devices that are learning, that are connected together, right? The more we're going to end up with. The more we're going to end up with, Skynet real fast.
Oh, well. Yeah, you make a good point. Hey, Microsoft opens up pre-orders for its new Surface Pro 3. Okay. All right. So now you can pre-order Microsoft's newest tablet. But you may not see it until the end of the summer.
Or ever.
Yeah, well, those of you jazzed about the new Surface Pro 3 tablet can now pre-order it. In an event in New York City yesterday, Microsoft touted the new 12-inch tablet as the device designed to replace your laptop. Outfitted with a kickstand and handlebars and dual exhaust, outfitted with a kickstand and equipped with the stylus support, the Surface Pro 3 is packed with a beefy processor, which is an Intel Core i3, i5, or i7. Well, that's not so bad. That's actually very cool to boost performance over that of its predecessor. So they're using the Intel Core processors to make it faster. That's good. Now, eager buyers in the U.S., the U.K., Canada, Europe, and other regions can pre-order the tablet through Microsoft's website and retail outlets, as well as select third-party stores. Microsoft today in a blog post, but your wait will depend on which version you choose. If you opt for the 128 gigabyte or 256 gigabyte Core i5 model, and your tablet will ship by June the 20th. Okay, but go for the 64 gigabyte i3 variant or either of the i7 flavors, and your unit isn't expected to ship until August the 31st.
Ouch.
Yeah. So the middle, the i5, which is the middle one, is actually going to be available right away. But if you want something slower or something faster, you're going to have to wait till the end of August. The new Surface Pro type cover is also up for pre-order with a price tag of $130 and a ship date of June the 20th. So you can also get it on the same day. So there it is. And the prices range from $799 for a 64 gigabyte i3 Surface Pro 3, all the way up to the top of the line to a 512 gigabyte i7 Surface Pro 3 for not quite $2,000, $1,949, $1,950.
Interesting.
Yeah. So you think the Surface Pro 3 is going to make it?
Honestly, I worry about these guys. I think it's too little, too late. Genuinely.
You think Microsoft should get out of the hardware business and just?
I really do. I think they should just ditch it and be done with it because they're not going to get very far.
I mean, they're not going to be like a Dell or they're I mean, you can get these computers similar from other companies that's all they do. I mean, Dell doesn't make operating systems, right?
No, but they make good hardware.
Yeah, so why should Microsoft make hardware. Microsoft is
Microsoft makes software. That's all. That's where they should stay.
Then that's what they should stay, and leave the hardware to the hardware companies. I mean, as I said, Dell doesn't make a Dell operating system, right?
And actually, they tried. Didn't? No, it was HP who tried to do the Web OS thing.
No. So they failed miserably in that. So I think stick to your area of expertise. Microsoft makes great software. These companies like HP and Dell and Lenovo make great hardware, and stick to what you know best.
Let the pros do what the pros do.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, that's my. I think that's what they really need to do. I mean, I understand Microsoft is looking for, but put the effort into what it is. If you take all the effort and money that you're spending on these Surface devices and hardware and put that back into R&D and everything for your Microsoft Office product and your Windows products, and I think that you would be best suited to that because that's what you do the best,
Yeah.
Well, okay, that's just my opinion.
So does it mean it's my turn again?
Yes. We only have. Well, I'll tell you what. We only have 6 minutes, so we'll put that on hold for a moment. Let's just talk a little bit about what's happening over at ComputerAmerica.com, and let's talk about our contests. It's been a while since we talked about that. We have some really great contests at Computer America. Just go under our first pull-down menu and just go to our contest page. It's the 4th item, and you'll see we have 2 great contests. We have our show reminder winner of the week. That's every Friday, and it's really simple. All you have to do is subscribe to our weekly email newsletter, the show reminder. It's the only publication in the universe where you can see who's going to be on the Computer America show for the entire week. That's right, ahead of everybody else. Okay, so subscribe. All you have to do is put your first and last name in a little box there and your email address and click the blue submit button, which is right beneath it. It will send you a confirmation email to which you must reply because we want to make sure that it is you, in fact, who wants the show reminder and not some bot trying to do it for you. Okay, and then once you've done that, you're in. And every Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, you will have the weekly email newsletter, the show reminder, delivered fresh and piping hot into your email inbox. Okay, and every Friday, from that list of subscriber names, we draw a winning name to win a really nice prize from our good friends over at Logitech. Currently, we're giving away the Logitech T650 rechargeable glass touchpad. And you can see a picture of it right there on the contest page. And if you click on it, it'll actually take you to the Logitech page where you can, it'll open up a page so you can see more about the T650 touchpad. It's really nice, and it's got a silky smooth, large touch screen surface. It works with Windows 8 wonderfully well, and all the different gestures, you can do that with the touchpad. Okay. So that's what we're doing for a show reminder winner. And also we have our Logitech contest where we give away not 1, not 2, but 3 great prizes. Now this is every 6 weeks. So the show reminder is every week. This is every 6 weeks. We give away, as a third place prize, the Logitech HD webcam C310 valued at $50. We give away the second place prize, was the Logitech G400S gaming mouse valued at $60. That's a nice mouse. Very, very 8 programmable buttons. 1 millisecond report rate on that mouse. Very nice. And then the grand prize, which is the Logitech UE600 noise isolating earphones, about $120. Whew, boy. We give away, Charles, we give away a lot of stuff on this show.
We do. I mean, I think I should give away something later.
Yeah. So a free link. Just click on it. Okay.
Click. Wait, hold on. Let me write a script really quick to just remind you.
Exactly. So all you do is send your full name, shipping address, and phone number in an email to contest@computeramerica.com. Contest@computeramerica.com. That's all you have to do. And all of the information you send us, we give it out to no one. After the contest is over, we throw it away and we start all over again. Okay? We don't sell it. We don't give it away. It's nothing. It's completely private, completely confidential. The only time we'll give out your contact info is if you're a winner. Then we'll give your contact info to Logitech so they can mail you your prize. That's it. But that's it. The contest began this May the 12th, okay, and will end Friday, June the 20th at midnight Eastern Time. The gate comes crashing down. Then over the weekend, we'll draw the 3 winning names, and the following Monday, June the 23rd, we'll announce the 3 big winners. So get that email to us right away. What are you waiting for? Get it to us now. Contest.
I'm sending it now.
You're not eligible.
Oh.
You can't.
Darn.
Yeah, no, you can't win. Sorry. It's interesting because we had Mike Miller won one of our prize lists, but it's not our Mike Miller. It was another Mike Miller. So,
Darn.
yeah, this Mike Miller was out in California.
Huh.
Our Mike Miller is nowhere near. He's in Milwaukee. So it wasn't the same. It's evidently a common name. You see that Ronald McDonald commercial? They have, they had all these guys named Ronald McDonald.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they had all the different Ronald McDonald. It's kind of creepy, actually.
That's funny. Anyway, enter in all of our contests at Computer America. You're going to have a lot of fun doing it, and, play them all, enter them all, and who knows, you might win something really, really nice. You're listening to the Computer America Show on the Boost Radio Network. We're on the Blog Talk Radio Network. We're on the IRN Radio Network. Heck, we're on a lot of networks here on the show.
We are.
Charles and I are doing Computer Technology News, brought to you by Slimware Utilities, the official optimization software of Computer America. We got more stories coming up, too, including Google's in the news again. They might put your ads almost everywhere, even on your face. Oh, my goodness.
Face!
We got Marty Winston coming up as well. Stay with us.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 120,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy and major car companies filing for bankruptcy, Cover America Auto Care has announced revolutionary, inexpensive mechanical breakdown coverage that is now available to the general public to save consumers thousands on auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for drivers to call who own a vehicle that is less than 10 years old for a free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number is 800-483-2514. Drivers who are covered with this auto protection will not have to pay for a covered repair again. This is the auto coverage now sweeping across America at a fraction of what dealerships charge and is now available to the public by calling today. The number to call is 800-483-2514. 800-483-2514. That's 800-483-2514.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-866-663-MyTV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. So, disable the cable and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-866-663-MyTV right now to sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99 and up to 4 rooms. And there's no equipment to buy. That includes your free HD TV upgrade, your free DVR upgrade, and your free professional installation. And the best part, the pristine digital picture and sound. Call 1-866-663-MyTV. So, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-866-663-MyTV. 1-866-663-MyTV. Disable the cable, cut costs, and get more. Call 1-866-663-MyTV. 1-866-663-MyTV.
There are 3 main components to any LED flashlight. The LED itself, also called the emitter, the battery that powers it, and the controller that converts what the battery can deliver to the power feed the emitter needs. Yes, there are other parts like the case and the switch and the reflector and the lens. We'll get there. But let's start with the battery, the fuel tank that governs how long a flashlight can keep shining. That's called runtime. For any given battery, the brighter the light, the more quickly it's gone. To up the runtime with alkaline batteries, you need bigger ones or more of them, but that impacts the size of the flashlight. Lithium batteries do better. They have a higher energy density. So a lot of LED flashlights use an old camera battery, the CR123A. There's one rechargeable lithium battery that's the same size and voltage as 2 of those end-to-end. It's the 18650, about the size of a tube of chapstick. Most of today's best-performing LED flashlights use that battery and are about the size of a Tootsie Roll. Not terrible for carrying in a pocket or purse. Let's talk optics. That's what takes the light energy that a bare LED wants to send every which way and puts it to work in a beam. Back in high school physics, we all learned that when you precisely position a source at the focal point of a parabolic reflector, it sends out a very well-defined, straight-edged, pipe-shaped beam.
I knew that.
That's the theory. In real life, since there's no perfectly pinpoint small light source, no beam has those perfectly parallel edges. If you put a high priority on keeping the beam width narrow, the light that comes out delivers a much tighter, much brighter spot. It folds all the light energy the emitter can deliver into that small, narrow beam. So with any given emitter, the narrower the beam angle, the brighter the beam. Next time, I'll explain how the inner spot breeds an outer halo, all to prepare you for some very bright differences in the best LED flashlights. Until then, this is Marty Winston at the News Tips Bulletin reporting for Computer America.
I have a feeling I'm going to be like the LED flashlight genius by the end of this week.
Hey, you know, I told him. I said he had these already done. I said we're gonna play them one each day, and then he's gonna have one a week, and they'll be. But you know, I find this interesting. I found I didn't know about this about LED flashlights. Did you? I didn't know. Did you know there was no such thing as a white LED?
I didn't. I thought they were all white. Well, they're all kind of like bluish.
Well, blue, yeah, but you know, but there's no pure white LED. It's the way he explained what that was. You know, yeah. You never know what comes in handy, useful. Anyway, we're doing computer and technology news brought to you by Slimware Utilities, the official optimization software of Computer America. And so let's continue on. This story, I teased it. Google could soon put ads almost everywhere. Aren't they already doing that now? But even on your face, and on your refrigerator, and in your glasses, and in your car, and so on and so forth. Evidently, Google's splashier investments, the self-driving cars, the cyborg face accessories, the moonshots might grab all the headlines. As well they should, but it's important to remember that the search giant's most ambitious projects were all made possible by a less sexy technology that, to this day, quietly makes the company most of its billions. Billions. You know what that is, Charles?
A lot of money.
Ads.
Oh, no.
That's how they make their money. Well, in Google's version of the future, advertisements could literally be coming for your attention from all angles. According to the Wall Street Journal, Google sent a statement to the Securities and Exchange Commission in December revealing that it could one day be serving ads on refrigerators, car dashboards, thermostats, glasses, and watches, to name just a few possibilities. In the letter, which was received yesterday, Google was trying to make its case to the SEC that it shouldn't have to disclose its mobile ad revenue, since the definition of mobile is constantly changing. And to an extent, Google is right. I mean, one of the lesser discussed side effects of the so-called Internet of Things is the open-ended possibilities it offers for advertisers. You know, Google's acquisition of Nest Labs, for example, gives it a main line to the intimate daily schedules and behaviors patterns of its users. I mean, it's a thermostat, right? You know, if Google sprinkles ads inside your Gmail inbox, making you feel a bit squeamish, well, things are only going to get weirder. Yeah. Imagine coming home after a long day at the office. You're too tired to fuss with making dinner, and Nest's sensors, knowing you're home later than usual because of that motion data it has gobbled up, beams a Pizza Hut ad to your Chromecast connected to television, or maybe even your glasses, or on the Google Now voice booming through your sound system. While some people might find that possibility awesome, remember too that others will inevitably find ambient, ubiquitous commercials kind of creepy. When does it stop? Well, the first thing you'll hear when your alarm rings in the morning is an ad for orange juice. What if I'm in the shower? Do I really want to be reminded that my L'Oreal is running low when there's soap everywhere? It's why some legislators would rather clamp down on potential technology-embedded abuses of power before they happen. As the Electronic Privacy Information Center president told Fast Company in January, quote, the basic problem with the Internet of Things, unless privacy safeguards are established up front, is that users will lose control over the data they generate. For all the possibilities our hyper-tethered future opens up, it's the unsexy stuff like advertising that has the potential to get the messiest. I mean, you know, look, when I go watch a movie, I go to a movie and I pay my, you know, $8, $10, $12, whatever it's going to be. And I'm sitting there, and I watch ads. Well, it kind of bothers me. I mean, granted, some of the ads are actually entertaining, and they do. But some of the ads now are just becoming ads, and I find them reprehensible. As a matter of fact, I almost go out of my way not to patronize a company there whose ad I see in a movie theater. Not always, but I may if it just hits me wrong. Granted, a lot of stuff is entertaining, I love movie previews. You get to watch movie previews, and if the commercial is clever, and it's kind of entertaining, I don't mind it. But just a straight out ad, come to the local Buick dealer or whatever it might be, I just don't like that. What do you think?
You know me. I am totally one of those people that are like, I only want my ads if I'm asking for them. And haven't we been talking about this like the last 4 days about how I searched for a case for my iPad and now it like follows me around no matter where I go.
Wait, your iPad does, or the case?
No, the stupid case ad. Like I got it earlier today. Like I was doing something on my phone. Sorry. Yeah, I was doing something on my phone and it was like, oh look, YouTube case. It's following me around. It's horrible. I hate ads, man.
Yeah, but sometimes ads are necessary.
No, I mean they're necessary. They're necessary when it's okay. They're necessary when I've gone searching for something, right? When I've gone searching for something and it's something that I actually care about. I went searching today for clips for my Lincoln because I need molding clips. Please, God, Google, find me an ad that tells me where I can buy those because I can't buy them anywhere else. And the 66 and the 67 are not the same year and don't use the same clips. So please find me that ad. But the case ad, no, I wasn't looking for the case. I was researching it because I already had it.
Bought it. Yeah. Don't sell it to me again if you already bought it.
Exactly. I already had it.
Okay. Okay.
Give me new stuff. Oh, actually, are you a fan of do you drink soda?
Yes, I do.
Do you go to Taco Bell?
Yes, I do.
Do you like Taco Bell?
I really like Taco Bell. Yeah, I like it a lot. I had it a couple of nights ago, as a matter of fact.
Now, when you go to Taco Bell and you get soda from their fountain, what do you get?
You talking about the new machine that gives you 140 different types of sodas that makes?
No. What drink do you get from Taco Bell?
I usually get Diet Coke.
Well, I almost always get and by far the absolute best drink at Taco Bell that you couldn't find anywhere else.
Yeah.
I almost always get Baja Blast.
Okay, no, I don't. Ben likes that. He gets that flavor.
So you need to show this to Ben. Hold on.
Yeah. Okay, what do you got here?
Look what I got!
Baja Blast Mountain Dew. All right, they now have it
in the case. You can now buy it in cans.
Oh my gosh!
Find your own box. This one's mine.
Okay. All right.
Favorite soda, and my battle buddy brought it back from the store today. He was like, I got something for you. I was like, what? He's like, come on, boss. What is it? How much do you love me? I was like, I don't know. Have you made me any money today? He's like, yes, but this is going to make up for anything I don't make. And I'm like, okay. And then he hands it to me. I was like, oh, okay. You still have to go make money, though.
Slave driver.
Yeah, of course.
Hey, have you had the breakfast menu at Taco Bell?
I cannot bring myself to eat that. Okay, so I went to the doctor yesterday, right? And no surprise, I'm overweight and out of shape.
Oh no!
I've got
it's round. Huh? You have a shape.
It's round. I'm overweight and out of shape, and I have high blood pressure or borderline high blood pressure, right?
No, you need to relax.
And my wife was like, you have to go. And I'm like, he's gonna tell me exactly this: eat better, exercise, right,
diet.
and diet. Eat better and exercise. And I was like, okay. And sure enough, that's exactly what he told me.
No
You
Mountain Dew.
Yeah. I have to like be sparing about the Mountain Dew. Like, yeah, he said, just look at the calories on it.
Yeah. 0 calories.
Let's see. What's the calories? Let's see. What's the serving size? 8 ounces. 8 ounces is the serving size. Serving size is 1 can.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet! In each can, there's only 170 calories. I'm drinking them.
Okay. Okay. You gonna drink it now on the air?
I'm gonna open one because I really want one.
Are they warm or are they cold?
They're room temperature.
Oh no, it's gonna fizz all over your equipment.
No, it's not.
Yeah, turn away
I
from
don't know what kind of soda you drink, but look what I got!
Okay.
Mountain Dew Baja Blast.
Gosh.
You too can win this wonderful can of Baja Blast
Mm-hmm.
by giving us a call and asking for it. 347-884-8881.
Oh, yeah.
Again, 347-884-8881 will get you on and get you in to win this chance to win Mountain Dew Baja Blast.
Okay. One can. Only one.
Not this one,
No.
because I'm drinking this one.
Right, exactly. Hey, did you know the Secret finally comes to Android?
I really don't know how you do that. Do you just like know the stories that I open up ahead of time? Are you watching my screen? Like, can you see it in the video or something?
Well, the Secret finally comes to Android. Secret finally comes. I'm not talking about a Secret. I'm calling the Secret. That's right.
That's what I was doing while you were talking. Is I was installing the app and seeing what it was because I didn't know what it was.
Well, Secret is the app for anonymously sharing secrets, launching its long-awaited Android app today. Okay, it rolled out a new feature to both iOS and Android users. Right, that's called Secret. The company also announced both apps are now available globally. These conversations and the incredible openness of the Secret community has inspired us to work as quickly as possible to bring Secret to more people in more places around the world, the company shared in a blog post. The Android app will include a new feature unique to the Android version. It converts your Android phone into an iPhone. No.
And then realizes that it's not the gold iPhone and converts you back.
There are 2 different activity streams, Friends and Explore. This is cool. The Friends stream will surface secrets from friends, which the app defines as people saved in your contact list, while Explorer will display popular posts from users nearby and around the world. Now, yesterday's update gives both iOS and Android users new ways to interact with others on Secret. Both apps will now include questions posted by Secret's team that users can answer and share with friends. The prompts will appear sporadically throughout the app and will roll out to users gradually. For the first time, though, users will be able to see just how many of their friends are also using the app. Users are still kept anonymous, but the app now displays a card letting you know how many friends are also on Secret. Yesterday's updates come just weeks after Secret announced it was readying an Android app and expanding to new countries. The app was initially only available to users here in the U.S. So there you go. Secret is now available. Okay. Secret finally comes to Android.
I've never used it. I want to check it out. I'm like, what is the purpose of this? And I'm hoping that I'm not going to click something and it's going to be like, oh look, sign up. You have to have Facebook, and I'm like, don't.
No, but you have to register with the NSA to use it.
Oh yeah, they are. I'm already on every 3-letter government agency's list. I know it.
Okay.
So I've got one from GigaOM.
GigaOM.
Speaking of which, GigaOM always reminds me of Umatello.
Okay.
What happened to those people?
I have no idea. I never even heard of Umatello. How is
Not
that?
Umatello. What's the other one? The phone people.
AT&T?
No, your phone.
Uma. Yeah, what about Uma? Uma's great. I love Uma.
Yeah, but I still haven't gotten mine.
I've given up. I've tried. Yeah. I tried talking to Netgear to get you, a Nighthawk. I've talked to Uma. I don't know.
I think you're losing your pull.
Oh no, hopefully not.
You don't have your cloud anymore. No.
I think that something's going on over there. I don't know what's going on with them.
Yeah, they're like, oh, it's that Craig Crossman guy again.
No.
Like, oh, we're done with him.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I just heard from them the other day, as a matter of fact.
Who? Netgear?
Yeah, they want to come on the show again.
That's horrible. Tell them they can come on the show when they send me a Nighthawk.
I'll tell them that.
Exactly what you tell them. You tell them, look, not until you send my co-host one of your Nighthawks, because he's been dying to check it out.
Yeah.
He's been dying to hack the thing and see what he can do with it, and you haven't sent it.
By the time they'll have it ready, they'll have another model or something.
I know, it'll be like the Nighthawk 2024, right?
Exactly.
You know, the anti-Charles Tyndall edition.
Exactly. So it's your turn to do a story, or do you want me to?
All right.
Okay.
GigaOM.com.
Yes.
The virtual reality cameras are coming.
This is so cool. This is really cool.
360 cam passes Kickstarter goal in a day. Okay.
Wow.
The 360 cam, which hit its $150,000 goal on Kickstarter today, isn't the first 360-degree camera to pop up on a crowdfunding site. But the team behind it at Gear Optic pitches a more unusual application: virtual reality. For $249 to $329, anyone can shoot 360-degree video for the Oculus Rift and the coming range of competitors. Last month, I wrote about Jaunt, a startup that wants to create beautiful cinematic film for Oculus Rift. Their demo made a compelling case for film as a virtual reality application like gaming. It just works in 360 degrees. But Jaunt's camera and editing software will be aimed at professionals at first. Models accessible to the individuals could be years away. In the meantime, Oculus Rift and other competitive virtual reality headsets could find their way into consumers' hands in the next year. The 360 cam can shoot video or photos. It uses 3 microphones to capture 360-degree sound and is also waterproof. For an extra fee, buyers can purchase tiny goggles that correct the camera lenses underwater. It's not meant for only virtual reality. Photos and videos can be viewed on mobile devices and desktop computers as well. This 360 cam won't shoot nearly the same quality video as Jaunt and some of the existing ball cameras, as it relies on just 3 camera lenses, distorting the resulting image, but it's a cheap option that could satisfy the curiosity of early venturers into virtual reality video. The Kickstarter campaign runs through July 4th. The camera will ship in November.
I'm looking at the video of it here, and it does distort things a little bit, but...
All I'm thinking is this. Do you remember, this is not the first time VR has been a thing.
No.
You know, it's not.
I mean, you go to real estate websites now. You can get a 360 degree from most the properties that you're looking at.
Yeah.
It's not uncommon.
I'm looking at the video. I see somebody's hand. We're waiting. Oh, he's putting it. Oh, dude, this would be awesome as a GoPro. Putting it on my motorcycle. Oh, imagine this on my bike, just riding around.
Yeah.
How cool would that be?
The world's first 3D. Yeah, look at that digital
underwater experience. But they're not showing actual video of the camera from the camera just yet.
No, they're not.
No. And actually, you know what? I keep messing this one up. So here, watch this. If you're watching the Hangout here, watching the Google Hangout. Bam! You get to watch the video with me. Check that out. Yeah. Oh, look, it's the kissing picture. Oh, everybody takes a kissing picture. Oh, and it's a 360-degree view of the kiss.
Really?
Wow. Oh, professional video streaming. You get a full 360 view of the thing. What? And wait, you get the it reacts to the gyro in your device.
In your iPad, yeah.
Light socket adapter. Oh man.
Where the light bulb would normally be.
360 degrees of a room.
Yep.
All right, it's looking pretty cool.
Yeah. Would you get one?
I would get one, but they're still only over on Kickstarter, so maybe we should call them up and find out what it is they want to do with it.
Could be.
They're way over their quota. They asked for 150. They're at 197,000. Yeah. And they've got 43 days left to go.
Okay. Hey, remember we were talking about the Motorola Moto 360 watch?
Yes.
Well, if you've been at all interested in Motorola's Moto 360, The biggest question has likely been the price. How much will that swanky circular smartwatch send you back? Because it's kind of nice looking, you know? It is. Evidently not that much if you believe the company's rules for a watch face design contest. The legal details set the average retail value of a Moto 360 at $249. That's as much as a relatively posh smartwatch like the Pebble Steel, but less than the $300 you'd pay for a tech-laden wristwear like the Gear 2. Before you start budgeting for a timepiece, though, remember that this still isn't official. While Motorola's figures give at least some idea of what to expect, we wouldn't rule out a higher price tag when the Moto 360 reaches store shelves. This is a nice-looking watch. I would actually entertain, especially if Apple doesn't come out with an iWatch, I would entertain getting a watch like this. Because, I mean, it looks nice. But
I mean, I know you're still waiting for the iWatch.
Well, I don't know. I mean, how long can I wait? I mean, it's been ever since I flushed my beautiful watch down the toilet. You know, I've been holding off, but I don't know. I don't know how much longer I can wait. But the Moto,
one word or two.
The Moto 360 I would literally, it's the first smartwatch that I would actually entertain purchasing because it looks like a traditional watch. It really does, but the entire face of the round thing is a screen, is a color screen, and it's not thick. It's relatively thin, so I would, you know, I would consider a watch like this. I really would. I wonder how long the battery life is. I probably have to charge it every night.
I don't know, actually. The things that I've been seeing about these smartwatches, some of them use kinetic energy. Some of them are they're very small in their power consumption. So I'm not really sure.
Kinetic energy means it's like a self-winding watch, and as long as you move around, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I would consider this. I had to find out more about it, but it's of all the ones I've seen, it's the nicest looking one. Well. Do we have time for any more stories, or what?
Well, I'm inviting Gyrocam to come on the show
for the 360 cam.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Let's see if I get a response back for that one.
Hey, X-Men Future Past coming up this Friday. You gonna see that?
Yes. I will be one of those geeky dudes who are sitting in the place doing it. There's no way I'm gonna miss that one.
Okay, so you
if I can get there.
You passed up on Godzilla.
Yeah, I did you see it?
No, I haven't. I just because of everything that went on with my
right.
I just haven't had a chance. But if things work out this weekend, then I may be able to go see it.
Okay.
But we'll just have to wait and see. And of course, we got the Memorial Day weekend coming up too.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a nice weekend. Everybody's off from my company. We're gonna go. Probably gonna have another company shooting trip.
You actually give people time off in your company?
Yes, I do.
I thought you were the slave driver.
I do drive them. I drive them hard.
Yeah.
You know, but I do give them a lot of time off, you know, when they ask for it, because, you know, it's a stressful job, and it's you know, the last thing I need is people burning out. So
no, you don't want people. You don't want your people to burn out.
Yeah.
No, you don't want to watch them go down in a blaze of glory.
Well,
exactly.
It's better. What did he say? It's better to burn out than to fade away.
Yeah. Who said that?
I forget. Let me find out.
Yeah. Search for the quote now. Oh gosh. Well, yeah, we got the. It's this weekend. It's coming up. This is the Memorial Day weekend. Yeah, right. So coming up.
It's Neil Young. It was a lyric.
Yeah.
From Hey Hey My Into Black.
Okay.
I should send you the link so you'll know what song it is.
All right. You can send me the link. Okay.
Let's see. Where do you want it? Here we go. Aim.
Say it in AIM. I'll look at it.
Paste. There.
There it is.
You got to play the song though.
Okay, I'm looking at it right now. Neil Young, My Hey Hey Hey, Out of the Blue. Okay.
It's better to burn out than to fade away.
What a long intro.
It's not that long.
That's too long of an intro.
It's not that long. It's only a 3-minute song. We have commercials longer than that.
This is the fourth stanza.
You're counting?
Yes. That's too long.
Oh, here, let me see if...
90 seconds.
Listen, we're pretty much out of time here. I want to thank again Intel for being on the show. It was always a pleasure having them here on the program and talking about all-in-one desktop PCs. And we look forward to them being on the show next. Tomorrow, though, we're going to have a company called Phamatic. Phamatic. Yeah, they actually make a physical picture frame. It's the world's first digital photo frame that
60
connects
seconds.
with grandparents, parents, grandkids, and a private family sharing network.
Here's a better example of that quote.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, they're going to be in the first hour, and then in the second hour we're going to have more computer and technology news, brought to you by Slimware Utilities, the official optimization software of Computer America. That wraps it up. Charles, we will see you tomorrow night. Hopefully.
You will.
All right.
When are we going to get your camera working?
Yeah, I need to get my camera working. Absolutely. And hopefully we'll get that happen. And then you'll just be looking at an empty seat. Because I'm invisible.
Because you're a robot.
Invisible, yeah. Anyway, that wraps it up. So until tomorrow night, this is Craig Crossman hoping that your hard disk never becomes floppy.
10 seconds.
Floppiness?
We'll see you tomorrow night.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
And there we go. And we are out. Okay. And let's thank everybody in the chat room. Night. Well, see you tomorrow. And we'll give them a little poof.
Poof. Like Ninja.
And that's it. Okay. And we're going to say goodnight to everybody here on our Google Hangouts. Google Hangouts. Google Hangouts. And it was a lot of fun. We will see you all tomorrow. Once again, brought to you by Otherworld Computing. We will see you here tomorrow night at Computer America. Say goodnight, Charles.
Good night, Charles.